In this document, I'm going to reveal the secret unfair advantage that I've been using to scale my e-commerce brands faster and more profitably than anyone else in the entire industry. I do this using a process called funnel scaling. And with funnel scaling, you can increase your conversion rate, increase your average order value, and best of all, take more profit from your business than ever before. So instead of operating on 10-15% net margins like most e-commerce brands, with funnel scaling, you can take home 30, 40, sometimes even 50% of your sales in pure profit. And with these higher profit margins, you can scale your e-commerce store faster and more profitably, without Stripe and PayPal holds, without spending more money on ads, and without getting your ad accounts, pages, your BMs shut down. This is advanced tutorial, guys, and the information that you're about to discover is extremely valuable and took me over $50 million in paid ad spend to crack. For that reason, I'm not gonna keep this doc open to the public for very long. Take advantage of this info before it's gone forever. And another disclaimer I wanna add, this is only for e-commerce entrepreneurs that are already making at least $30,000 per month in revenue. So if you're under that mark, please go to the link here instead in this document, or it should be below this video, as this information won't apply to your business right now. You can also comment funnel below this video and I'll send you this whole document. My name is Fedotoff. You may recognize my name. I've been teaching people how to run hyper profitable e-commerce brands since 2016. And since then, I have spent over $50 million on paid ads. I helped over 1,000 entrepreneurs scale their business. I was named the king of scaling Facebook ads by Forbes magazine. I also work with brands like Lululemon, Under Armour, Ron Apparel, and I've spoken at some of the biggest marketing conferences on the planet like Affiliate World. I also got some awards from ClickFunnels. You can see here me on stage with Russell Brunson, me speaking on stage. Everything I do for myself and my clients centers around efficiency. My goal is to generate the most money with the least amount of team members, complexity, and time required. This is reflected in my own business, where we're currently making $2 to $3 million per month across our portfolio of e-commerce brands, while I've had the free time to move to Miami, take dozens of vacations with my family, spend time with my two boys, and a lot more. Now, the truth is, we have officially entered into a trust recession. Interpersonal trust is at all-time low, which means it's getting harder and harder to convince people on the internet to buy from your business. But that's not even the worst part. Ad costs are rising, CPMs have never been higher, competition is rampant, and it's getting harder and harder to just break even, let alone be profitable. So every time you try to increase your ad spend, what happens? Your ROAS drops, you start to bleed money, so you lower the ad spend back to the baseline level so you can be profitable again. And this vicious circle never ends for most people. You reach what I call scaling ceiling. And no matter what you try, whether that's testing more creatives, a new scaling strategy, new landing page, nothing really helps you break through this scaling ceiling. I know this because I've been in the industry for nearly a decade. I opened my first Shopify store back in 2016, and I've literally seen thousands of e-commerce brands come and go. And after working with thousands of brands just like yours, I can say this with full confidence. If you're still running your e-com store the old way, you're not going to be around for much longer. And the only reason I can say that is because I've spent millions of dollars trying to figure out a real solution to this problem. Since we're in the trust recession, the old way of scaling no longer works because it addresses the symptoms of your inability to scale rather than addressing the root cause of the issue. So what is the root cause of the problem? Why can't you just scale your e-commerce store like you did back in 2018? It's because you are not using funnels. And when I say funnel, what I mean is the exact path on your website that gets strangers to buy one of your products. Here's what happens. The old scaling model is pretty straightforward. You run ads to the basic product page, you have the order page, you have thank you page, and with this model, you're getting low AOV, low conversion rate, and most likely you're not profitable. And try to scale by using the old way is like trying to eat soup with a fork. It builds zero trust, it's messy, and everyone who actually knows what they're doing, like me, is looking at you like you're a fucking idiot. Your ROAS is not going to magically go up as you start spending more money on ads, because 99% of time you get your ad account shut down, you get holes in your Stripe and PayPal accounts, and your business starts to bleed money. And as you continue to use the old way of scaling, your business is ticking time bomb. It's only a matter of time before you go right back to square one and start testing new products, and you're hoping to strike the gold again. That's the reality. And the only reason I know this, and the only reason I'm here in the first place, is because this used to happen to me. Now things are different. Unlike most e-commerce entrepreneurs, every time me and my team are scaling a store, we spend $5,000, $10,000, $15,000 per day on ads, and I can actually sleep at night very easy knowing that we'll be still very profitable. So if you want to truly scale your business just like me time and time again, the solution is funnel scaling. With funnel scaling model, you have pre-sale page, page, you have sales page, you have checkout page, you have first upsell, you have second upsell, you have thank you page. With this model, you get high AOV, you have high conversion rate, and you're very profitable. Funnel scaling is a proven strategy that uses untapped direct response style funnels like advertorials, VSLs, stuff like that to sell more of your products at a fraction of the cost. And with funnel scaling, you can increase your conversion rate, you can decrease your CPA, which is cost per acquisition, and you can increase your average order value, which means you convert more customers for a fraction of the cost and each customer pays you more money. Using funnel scaling, you can transform your business from operating at 5-10% profit margins to operating on 30, 40, sometimes even 50% net margins. And if you're wondering how funnel scaling can do all of that, let me just show you. Here's the old model of what dropshipping store looks like. So very primitive product page here. You have conversion rate of 1.5%, you have AOV of $22, you have profit margins of 7%. That is what 99% of e-commerce stores look like, a basic product page that's designed to lose you money. Why? Because not a single ounce of trust is built. There is no pre-selling, there is no catering to people's emotional decision-making, and no strong upsell pass. And all of these things combined lead to a less profitable e-commerce store, a store that's just a ticking time bomb that's waiting to explode and suck all of the money from your pocket. Instead, let's look at a store using funnel scaling to grow their business. As an example, we'll use the Circ 020 device, and here's the advertorial for it. With a funnel like this, you can achieve the conversion rate of 3.2%, AOV is $180, and profit margins 38%. Not bad, huh? Funnel scaling is king compared to the old way, which is why the funnels that I'm using look like this. You have the Facebook ad, you have the pre-sale page, you have the sales page, you have the order form, you have the upsell 1, you have upsell 2, you also have downsell 1 and downsell 2. You have quantity booster, you have order bump, you have upsell email series, you also have exit intent email series if people come from the pre-sale page. And just by utilizing this, you can achieve 50% increase in conversion rate. When your funnels look as complex as the one I just showed you, you'll be able to extract the most amount of cash from each customer, and you'll be able to increase your profit margins up to 40, even 50%. And the result, you're left with lots of wiggle room to spend a lot more of your money on ads without your costs increasing. Ads that you can actually scale. As a 9-figure marketing legend Dan Kennedy says, the business that can spend the most to acquire a customer wins. Funnel scaling is so damn powerful because it uses pages like this one here to pre-sell before people even see your offer and your product. Whether it's a video sales ladder like you can see here, or a text sales ladder like you can see here, they're being sold on your product without even knowing it. And that's why this funnel scaling method works so well during the trust recession. You're selling to their subconscious brain, which, as we know, is what really makes the ultimate selling decision. Take it from the Harvard professor. Harvard professor says 95% of purchasing decisions are subconscious. When marketing a product to a consumer, it's most effective to target the subconscious mind. So by the time they're brought to the actual sales page, prospects are already convinced on why they should buy from you, which automatically increases the conversion rate of your funnel. Funnel scaling actually goes into subconscious mind rather than basic bitch product page like the old way of scaling has. And as a result, prospects are much more likely to convert. But that's not even the best part. Not only does your conversion rate increase, but also your AOV goes through the fucking roof because funnel scaling designs the buyer journey in a way that gets them to pay you 2 to 3 times more money. Now, some of you might be thinking, yeah, I know upsells are important, Alex, I already have an upsell in my funnel. But here's the problem. Most e-commerce entrepreneurs add one tiny little upsell into the funnel post-purchase and call it a day. They're not really strategically designing their upsell process. And that is a massive mistake because when your customers buy from you, they're in a hyper emotional state. You did the hard work. You got them to pay you money. Now you need to strategically align multiple upsells and downsells to squeeze as much money as humanly possible out of every customer that you acquire. One cute little post-purchase upsell is not enough, which is why one of our brands has 5 upsells. Each one of them has their own email marketing SMS sequence, which is the retargeting required to convert prospects who were on the fence first, second, or third visit. And that is how funnel scaling allows you to be hyper profitable without spending any extra money on ads. And that's what allowed me to scale this store here to $117,000 per day. It's what allowed me to scale this one store from 0 to $2.2 million in less than 2 months. It's what allowed me to scale this store here from 0 to $9.3 million in 13 months. It's also the same process that helped me scale this store here to around $90,000 per day. And not many people can show these results. Since using the funnel scaling framework, increasing ad spend actually becomes a viable way to scale, but only after you address the root cause of the issue, which is building a highly advanced funnel. Just take a look at these conversion rates here. You have 3% here on this funnel, you have 4% on this funnel here. Not only is our average conversion rate 3 to 5% for these brands, and 99% of stores they converted 1 to 2%, but our upsell pages have drastically increased our AOV, and we've built our whole backend marketing systems actually retarget customers at zero extra cost. And as a result, costs are decreasing, profit margins are increased, and scaling your biz to big boy numbers like me practically feels like cheating. And this is how you scale your e-commerce business in 2024. And it's the same process I use in all of my businesses, which I had to set up just one time. And that's the best part about all of this. You literally need to set up the funnel scaling framework just once. And once it's finally set up, your ROAS increases, your conversion rate and AOV increase, and you can finally start spending more money on ads with full confidence. You might be thinking, but isn't it very messy and complex? Yes, this is messy and complex, but only if you don't know what you're doing. And that's one of the reasons why I'm the only person in the fucking industry who's actually doing it. I went into uncharted territory so you don't have to. I figured out everything you need to know, how to build high converting advertorials, how to design your upsell paths, and much, much more. But more importantly, I spent millions of dollars figuring out what you don't need to. I've designed funnel scaling into a process that cuts through the bullshit and optimizes for efficiency, which is where the huge problem comes in. If you don't set up your funnel properly, you'll lose more money than if you never took any action at all. Setting up advertorials, learning how to write A-level copy, putting together a killer video sales ladder, producing the right upsell pass. If you mess up just one small area, your business will bleed more money than it ever has. At least that's what it did for me, because I've had dozens of failed businesses, but now I've also built dozens of successful ones, so I know exactly what works and what doesn't. Meaning I know exactly how to install funnel scaling for your business too. I've been through nearly a decade of trial and error with millions of dollars in spend to prove it. So $7 million here, $5 million here, $6 million here. And the truth is, almost nobody in the whole e-commerce space is doing it. Funnel scaling is a high level shit that almost nobody even knows about yet, which means it's still very early in the game for you to use it. But trying to do it alone is setting yourself up for failure. And that's why today, for the first time ever, me and my team will install our funnel scaling framework into your business. If you want me and my team to install the funnel scaling system into your business, just apply here. And once we do, you'll discover the secret AI tool I'm using to write long form copy and design funnels from scratch in under 3 hours. And hint, it's not ChatGPT. You'll also discover how to architect God level upsells and downsells with 30+% take rate. And this alone can nearly double your average order value and make scaling your paid ads feel like cheating. My favorite drag and drop software for building high converting funnels that convert upwards of 5% on ice cold traffic, and also 3 little known websites that you can leverage to find the best performing advertorials in every niche imaginable. Just search copy and paste them directly into your own business. You can see this one in a module 1.4, how to conduct deep psychological research of your customers in under 5 minutes, and you'll discover how you can speak directly to your prospects like you've been reading their mind and explode your conversion rates nearly overnight. Plus, you'll get my 6 most profitable AI funnel templates that you can copy and paste into your store in minutes. You'll learn how to spend $100,000 per day on Facebook ads profitably. You'll learn the strategies behind structuring your ad account, building a team of high-performing media buyers, and managing the full paid ads ecosystem at 6 figures a day in ad spend. So just to recap, if you're currently running an e-commerce brand, if you're generating at least $30,000 per month in sales, and if you want to take your business to the next level, then this is right for you. So if you want to take advantage of this funnel scaling framework to reach $100,000 per day in the most streamlined way possible, fill out an application for e-commerce scaling secrets, and you should see the link below this video. But just to be clear, we're not trying to sell everyone on this. Most people reading this doc right now are not a good fit for this. It's not for entrepreneurs making less than $30,000 per month. It's not for people who are not willing to invest in themselves and their business. It's not for people who are not hungry to grow their business fast. Because we've already used the funnel scaling framework for hundreds of other e-commerce businesses and have helped many of them scale to 9 figures per year in sales. It's what allowed my student Villain to make over $5 million per year with 1 employee and exiting his business for a 7-figure payday. It's what allowed my student Marek to scale from 0 to $2.3 million in just 4 months from one of his several stores. It's what allowed my student Jose to reach $100,000 days after just a year of starting his business. These are not little 2x increases in sales. All of these clients have 5x, 10x, and even 50x their business. And not to mention they're in saturated niches and there's truly nothing unique about them. And they were able to at least maintain their profitability levels and even increase in most cases. It's because they used the funnel scaling framework that allowed them to make more money without spending more money on ads. They had a funnel structure that allowed them to maximize their conversion rate and average order value, leading to higher profit margins as a result. So if that's something you want to take advantage of while it's still kept secret, I invite you to go below this video right now and apply for e-commerce scaling secrets so we can install the funnel scaling framework into your business. While booking your call, you'll fill out a few questions that will allow us to see if you're a good fit for this highly advanced and highly personalized e-commerce mentorship program. And remember, this system is so powerful that we're not going to accept you into our e-commerce scaling secrets program just for having a successful business. If you think that's enough to qualify to work with us, then you can stop watching this video right now and fill out this application here. The same application that over 800 people have filled out to grab the same spot that you might want. Because the information I'm going to share with you is extremely exclusive. So exclusive that not even once I ever shared in-depth knowledge about funnel scaling on any of my social media platforms. So exclusive that most of the advertorials I see online are from my own clients. And so exclusive that I have no idea for how much longer I'm going to keep this doc open to the public. Because it took me over $50 million in ad spend to crack the funnel scaling code that allowed me to make over 9 figures in sales. And even though you might not want to hear this, but the video you're watching right now from your device is going to be taken down eventually. So if you're truly ready to find out what funnel scaling can do for your business today, then apply for e-commerce scaling secrets. There should be a link below this video, or just click on the link if you're watching this document. And I'll see you on the other side.